Hello students, our next topic or today's topic is the wall of the heart, then covering of the heart, then the walls of the heart, which type of the walls are present inside the heart. In the previous lecture, we have seen the basic structure of the heart, the chambers, then the upper chambers and the lower chamber, that is atrium and the ventricles, and the vessels which are coming into the atrium and the vessels which are leaving the ventricles. आज आपण बघणार आहोत wall of the heart. ठीक आहे. So basically the wall of the heart is made up of the three layers. These three layers are called as the epicardium, myocardium and endocardium. So the epicardium, epi means the outermost. So epicardium is the outermost layer and which is made up of the simple squamous type of epithelial cells. Simple. Then next one is the myocardial. This is important layer of the heart because the major portion of the heart is the myocardium and this is responsible for the contraction and relaxation of the heart. So this myocardium is the middle layer. It is the thickest layer which is made up of the cardiac muscles. These cardiac muscles are striated, means there is a striations. म्हणजे काय दिसतं बघा, या पद्धतीने अशी मसल्स आहे, त्याच्यावरती काय दिसेल तुम्हाला, असं स्ट्रायटेशन दिसेल, दॅट इज बँड सारखं दिसेल. ठीक आहे. सो दॅट इज द स्ट्रायटेड, बट these are involuntary muscles, means these muscles do not work according to our will, that is the myocardium. So हार्टचं जे कॉन्ट्रॅक्शन चालू आहे, रिलॅक्सेशन चालू आहे, ते आपल्या विलनुसार होतंय का? नाही होत. वी कांट स्टॉप the beating of the heart or the contraction or relaxation of the heart because these muscles are the involuntary. So myocardium, and the overall thickness of the heart is depend on the thickness of the myocardium. Important point should be noted that thickness of the heart is depend on the myocardium. Now next and the last wall of the heart is the endocardium, means which is present innermost, or it is the innermost. This is also made up of simple squamous epithelial cells. म्हणजे outermost layer, that is epicardium आणि endocardium, ह्या काय सारख्याच असतात, म्हणजे simple squamous epithelium, simple squamous epithelium. But myocardium आहे which is made up of the cardiac muscles. ठीक आहे. So these are the wall of the heart. Now the walls. आता पुन्हा आपण बघा, वॉल बघितलं, पुन्हा म्हणणार इथे वॉल्स का आलं. आता बघणार आपण इनर वॉल ऑफ द हार्ट. ठीक आहे. ॲक्च्युली हे काय तर इनर वॉल, म्हणजे ॲट्रियममध्ये आणि व्हेंट्रिकलमध्ये इनर वॉलला काय दिसतं, आतल्या साईडने आपल्याला काय दिसतं, ॲट्रियम. ठीक आहे. वॉल्स ऑफ ॲट्रियम, दॅट इज इनर वॉल. द इनर वॉल सरफेस प्रेझेंट्स अ सिरीज ऑफ ट्रान्सवर्स मस्क्युलर रिजेस कॉल्ड द मस्क्युलाय पेक्टिनॅटी. म्हणजे काय, इनसाइड द ॲट्रियम देर इज अ सिरीज ऑफ द मस्क्युलर रिजेस. ठीक आहे. रिजेस म्हणजे काय, सपोज बघा हा ॲट्रियम असेल. ठीक आहे. हा ॲट्रियम असेल तर त्याच्यामध्ये काय या पद्धतीने असे सिरीज ऑफ मस्क्युलर रिजेस. ठीक आहे. सिरीज ऑफ मस्क्युलर रिजेस. सो दिस सिरीज ऑफ मस्क्युलर रिजेस विच इज कॉल्ड ॲज द मस्क्युलाय पेक्टिनॅटी. द अपिअरन्स इज अ कोंब लाईक. ठीक आहे ना, कोंब असतो माहिती आहे. सो कोंब लाईक अपिअरन्स दिसतो म्हणून त्याला काय म्हणलेलं आहे, कॉम्ड मसल्स. ठीक आहे. So what is the muscular pectinati? Muscular pectinati are the transverse muscular ridges which are present on the atrium. ठीक आहे. क्वेश्चन मध्ये विचारलं जाऊ शकतं, muscular pectinati is present in, the answer is the atrium. These are the inner walls. ठीक आहे. inner wall surface जो असतो त्यावरती अशा ridges present असतात, transverse muscular ridges which are called as the muscular pectinati. चलो next, ventricles. Now what are present in inner wall of the ventricles? On the inner wall, inner wall is rough. ठीक आहे. The inner wall of the ventricle, ventricle means lower chambers. ठीक आहे, खालचे chambers. The inner wall is rough due to presence of muscular ridges. Same muscular ridges present असतात. ठीक आहे. But these are called as the trabeculae carni, trabeculae carni or columnae carni. So students please remember this trabeculae carni. ठीक आहे. क्वेश्चनमध्ये विचारलं जाऊ शकतं, ट्रॅबिक्युले कार्नी और कॉल्युमिने कार्नी इज प्रेझेंट इन ventricles, not in atrium. ठीक आहे. सो these कॉलमने कॅर्नी मीन्स दीज आर द रिजेस. ठीक आहे ना, हे काय रिजेस आहे. म्हणजे बघा या पद्धतीने लोअर चेंबर्स असेल, हार्ट आहे. ठीक आहे, दिस इज द लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल, दिस इज द राईट वेंट्रिकल. सो द इनर वॉल ऑफ द हार्ट हॅव दी लाईक दिस रिजेस. ठीक आहे, सो दिस रिजेस आर कॉल्ड ॲज कॉलमनी कॅर्नी और ट्रॅबेक्युली कॅर्नी. नाव दीज म्हणजे कोण, दीज म्हणजे कॉलमनी कॅर्नी और ट्रॅबेक्युले कॅर्नी. सो दिस ट्रॅबेक्युले कॅर्नी और कॉलमनी कॅर्नी कंटिन्यूज ॲज अ पपिलरी मसल्स. आता पपिलरी मसल्स म्हणजे काय, पपिलरी मसल्स म्हणजे जे कसे दिसतात आपल्या टंग सारखे दिसतात, दॅट इज अ पेपिला. ठीक आहे, म्हणून त्याला काय म्हणलं पेपिलरी मसल्स. सो ह्याच पुढे काय होत आहेत, हेच काय होतं पुढे कंटिन्यू होतं ॲज अ पेपिलरी मसल्स. ठीक आहे, पेपिलरी मसल्स. सो दीज आर पेपिलरी मसल्स, पेपिलरी मसल्स. ठीक आहे, म्हणजे काय पेपिलरी मसल्स कोणाचं कंटिन्युएशन आहे, पेपिलरी मसल्स कॉलमने कॅर्नीचं कंटिन्युएशन आहे किंवा ट्रॅबेक्युलर कॅर्नीचं कंटिन्युएशन आहे. ठीक आहे, पुढे हुज वन एंड म्हणजे कोणाचं एंड, पेपिलरी मसल्स एंड. सो हुज वन एंड इज अटॅच टू द वेंट्रिकुलर वॉल. ठीक आहे, वेंट्रिकुलर ॲक्च्युअली नॉट वॉल, वेंट्रिकुलर वॉल. ठीक आहे, वेंट्रिकुलर वॉल. ठीक आहे, म्हणजे काय ही पॅपिलरी मसल आहे बघा, पॅपिलरी मसलचं वन एंड कुठं अटॅच आहे, टू दिस वॉल. ठीक आहे, इनर वॉल जे आहे व्हेंट्रिकलची तिला अटॅच झालेलं आहे. अँड दी अदर एंड, ठीक आहे, अदर एंड का म्हणतोय, वन एंड अटॅच टू द वेंट्रिकुलर वॉल अँड दी अदर एंड कनेक्टेड टू द कस्प्स ऑफ एव्ही वॉल्स. नाव व्हॉट आर द एव्ही वॉल्स, बघा सिम्पल बघा, इथे काय असतं वरती ॲट्रियम प्रेझेंट असतो आणि ॲट्री आणि व्हेंट्रिकलमध्ये काय प्रेझेंट असतात, काय प्रेझेंट असतात, वॉल्स प्रेझेंट असतात. ठीक आहे, वॉल्स. ठीक आहे, जे काय करतात, इट प्रिव्हेंट्स द बॅकवर्ड फ्लो ऑफ ब्लड ड्युरिंग द व्हेंट्रिक्युलर कॉन्ट्रॅक्शन इन टू द ॲट्रियम. बघा ज्यावेळी हे व्हेंट्रिकल कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट होईल लेफ्ट व्हेंट्रिकल, त्यावेळी काय होऊ शकतं, हे ब्लड कुठे जाईल, ॲट्रियममध्ये जाईल. ठीक आहे ना, वरती काय आहे लेफ्ट ॲट्रियम. सो हे ब्लड कुठे नको जायला, लेफ्ट ॲट्रियममध्ये नको जायला. त्यासाठी काय केलेलं आहे, इथे असे फ्लॅप ठेवलेले आहे, दॅट इज वॉल ठेवलेले आहे. द ओपनिंग जे असते या वॉलची युनि डायरेक्शनल आहे, म्हणजे खालच्या डायरेक्शनलाच ओपन होतात, वरती ओपन होऊ शकत नाही. का नाही होऊ शकत तेच आता सांगतोय बघा. म्हणजे काय होणार, जेव्हा लेफ्ट व्हेंट्रिकल कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट होईल तेव्हा ब्लड कुठून जाईल, ॲवोर्टा. इथून काय निघतो, ॲवोर्टा. हे आपण स्ट्रक्चर बघितलेलं आहे हार्टचं. ठीक आहे, सो आता काय होईल, व्हेन देर इज अ कॉन्ट्रॅक्शन ऑफ द हार्ट ब्लड विल पास थ्रू दी ॲवोर्टा. सो हे वॉलचं काम आहे प्रिव्हेन्शन ऑफ बॅकवर्ड फ्लो ऑफ ब्लड इन टू द ॲट्रियम. आता काय सांगितलं, पॅपिलरी मसल्स हुज वन एंड इज अटॅच टू द व्हेंट्रिक्युलर वॉल, म्हणजे व्हेंट्रिक्युलर वॉलला अटॅच आहे, बरोबर आहे. अँड दी अदर एंड कनेक्टेड टू द कस्प म्हणजे काय, त्याचे ते फ्लॅप. ठीक आहे, आता लेफ्ट साईड ऑफ द हार्ट जे लेफ्ट ॲट्रियो व्हेंट्रिक्युलर वॉल असतो, एव्ही वॉल का म्हणलं, ॲट्रिया व्हेंट्रिकलच्या मध्ये असणारा वॉल म्हणून ॲट्रिओ व्हेंट्रिक्युलर वॉल. मग आता काय होतं या ठिकाणी, तर हे जे पॅपिलरी मसल्सचे वन एंड अटॅच टू द वॉल अँड दी अनदर एंड इज कनेक्टेड टू द धिस कस्प्स. ठीक आहे, म्हणजे हे कस्प असतात म्हणजे फ्लॅप. बाय पुढे काय म्हणलं, बाय अ कॉर्डी टेंडॅनी. कॉर्डी टेंडॅनी म्हणजे काय, थोडक्यात हे टेंडॉन्स लाईक स्ट्रक्चर आहे विच आर मेड अप ऑफ कोलॅजिनस अँड इनइलॅस्टिक कॉर्ड्स. ठीक आहे, कोलॅजन पासून बनलेले असतात, कोलॅजिनस अँड दीज आर इनइलॅस्टिक. सो काय होतं, these papillary muscles are connected to the other end by the chordae tendineae. So these are actually the chordae tendineae. ठीक आहे, बघा पॅपिलरी मसलचं वन एंड कुठं अटॅच आहे, टू द वॉल ऑफ द व्हेंट्रिकल आणि अदर एंड जे दुसरं कुठं अटॅच आहे, टू द दिस कप्स बाय कशाने, कॉर्डी टेंडनी. म्हणजे काय होतं मग आता हे कॉर्डी टेंडनी काय करतात, ज्यावेळी व्हेन देर इज अ कॉन्ट्रॅक्शन ऑफ द व्हेंट्रिकल, तर काय होईल, हे वॉल्स जे ते वरती जाऊ शकतात, असे ओपन होऊ शकतात. सो त्यांना धरून ठेवण्याचं काम, स्टेडी ठेवण्याचं काम और प्रिव्हेंट दी बॅकवर्ड ओपनिंग ऑफ द वॉल्स, प्रिव्हेंट करण्याचं काम हे कॉर्डी टेंडनी करतायत. बघा हे असे वॉल्स आहे. ठीक आहे, हे असे वरती जाऊ देत नाही, कोण, कॉर्डी टेंडनी. म्हणजे काय केलं, कॉर्डी टेंडनी खाली इकडे त्याला काय केलंय, ओढून ठेवलंय, पूल करून ठेवलंय. ठीक आहे, सो त्यामुळे काय होणार नाही, हे वॉल्स ओपन होत नाही. हा पर्पज आहे त्याचा, समजलं. चला पुढे, हे संपलं आपलं आता वॉल, इनर वॉल ऑफ द हार्ट, दॅट इज दी ॲट्रियममध्ये काय असतं आणि व्हेंट्रिकलमध्ये काय काय आपल्याला दिसतं आतमध्ये, बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर्स. नाव द कवरिंग ऑफ द हार्ट. तर बघा हार्टच्या वॉल बघितल्या आपण, ठीक आहे. मग त्याच्यावरून पुन्हा काय असतं, कवरिंग प्रेझेंट असते, द कवरिंग ऑफ द हार्ट. सो हार्ट इज अ प्रोटेक्टेड इन अ डबल लेड बॅग लाईक स्ट्रक्चर विच इज कॉल्ड ॲज द पेरिकार्डियम. पेरी मीन्स द पेरिफेरल आउटसाइड. सो हार्टच्या बाहेरची कवरिंग आहे तिला आपण काय म्हणतो, पेरिकार्डियम, ठीक आहे. तिला आपण काय म्हणतो, पेरिकार्डियम. दिस पेरिकार्डियम इज अ डबल लेअर बॅक स्ट्रक्चर. म्हणजे काय, दोन लेअर आहे, आउटर अँड इनर. सो दिस इज द आउटर, द ब्लॅक वन रिप्रेझेंट द आउटर लेअर. हा बघा, हा आत काय हार्ट, त्याच्या बाहेर लगेच असते ती म्हणजे इनर, आणि त्याच्या बाहेर असते ती आउटर. सो आउटर लेअर इज कॉल्ड ॲज फायब्रस लेअर, फायब्रस पेरिकार्डियम. इट इज कॉल्ड ॲज फायब्रस पेरिकार्डियम, अँड इनर लेअर इज कॉल्ड ॲज serous pericardium. Remember this, outer layer is called as fibrous pericardium and the inner layer which is connected to the heart is called as serous pericardium. And this is a bilayer structure, so there is a space in between the fibrous and serous pericardium. There is outer and inner मध्ये काय असतो, space असतो. That space or cavity is called as the pericardial cavity. त्याला आपण काय म्हणतो, pericardial cavity. And this pericardial cavity is filled with a pericardial fluid, and this pericardial fluid is secreted by itself, pericardium, ठीक है. And the function of this pericardial fluid is it provide moisture to the heart and it reduces the frictions of the heart because there is a continued contraction and relaxation of the heart चालू असतं, त्यामुळे ते फ्रिक्शन होण्याचे चान्सेस असतात. सो ते फ्रिक्शन रिड्यूस करण्याचं काम ते फ्लुइड करतं आणि हार्टला मॉइश्चर देण्याचं काम ते पेरिकार्डियल फ्लुइड करत असतो, ठीक आहे. सो स्टुडंट्स, इथे आपलं टॉपिक कंप्लीट झाला, दॅट इज वॉल ऑफ द हार्ट, इनर वॉल ऑफ द हार्ट अँड द कवरिंग ऑफ द हार्ट. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द हार्ट. So this is the structure of the human heart. We are going to study the structure of the human heart. So basically students, the human heart is 4 chambered. It is located into the thoracic cavity in between the two lungs, just tilted towards the left side. We have studied the structure of the lungs. So in the lungs on the left side there is a cardiac notch. So in that cardiac notch the heart is situated. So location of the heart is present into the thoracic cavity in between the two lungs, slightly tilted towards the left side. So students, in the heart there are total 4 chambers. You know that the human heart is made up of the 4 chambers. That is, two upper small chambers are called as the atrium or the auricles, which are the receiving chamber. It means that which receives the blood. Then the two large chambers on the lower side is called as the ventricles. So left ventricle and right ventricle, these are the pumping chambers which pumps blood to the different organs. So students, basically this one is the right atrium, this one is the left atrium. So the right atrium and left atrium are the receiving chambers. Now both these two upper chambers are separated from each other. These are not compactly attached. These two upper chamber, that is atrium, both atriums are separated from each other by a septum. The name of the septum is called as interatrial septum. Simple. The septum which separates the two atrium is called as the interatrial septum, like this. Suppose this is your right atrium, this is the left atrium, and in between there is the septum. The name of the septum is the interatrial septum. So both atrium are separated from each other by the interatrial septum. Next point, as both atrium are separated, same like that, the both ventricle, that is left ventricle and right ventricle, are separated from each other. The septum is called as the interventricular septum or interventricular sulcus. The septum which separates the two ventricles is called as the interventricular septum. The septum which separates the both atrium is called as interatrial septum. So student, basically the left ventricle and the right ventricle, in the diagram we will observe that the right ventricle you are looking the size is large, but actually the left ventricle is present mostly on the on the posterior side. So this is the anterior side, but it is large than the left right ventricle. So largest chamber of the heart is the left ventricle, but which is present on the posterior side, on the back side. The large portion of this ventricle we will see on the on the back side. So that is why in the diagram you will see only this portion and the right ventricle. So it is present on the maximum portion of the left ventricle is present on the posterior side, on the back side, but it is actually the large than the right atrium. This is the largest chamber of the heart, that is the left ventricle. Now we have seen both atrium are separated, both ventricles are separated. Now the upper two chambers and the lower two chambers, that is atrium and ventricles, are also separated from each other. Atrium and ventricles are also separated from each other by the atrioventricular septum. Simple, atria which separates the atrium and ventricles, that is why atrioventricular septum which separates both atria and the ventricles. Means atria from the ventricles are separated by the atrioventricular septum, like this. So it will present like this. So this is the septums, that is interatrial septum, interventricular septum and atrioventricular septum. Now the chambers of the heart. So heart have the four chamber, two upper chamber, small chamber, that is right atrium, left atrium, which are the receiving chambers. Then two lower chambers which are the which are larger than the atrium and which are the pumping chamber, that is the right ventricle and left ventricle. Right ventricle pumps the deoxygenated blood, left ventricle pumps the oxygenated blood. Now the blood vessels, which blood vessels are arising from the heart? Which blood vessels are arising from the heart? So basically there are two main blood vessels which are arising from the heart, that is from the ventricles, because the ventricles are the pumping chambers. So first we will see from the left ventricle arises the aorta, that is the aorta. So this is the aorta in the red portion. This is the aorta which is arising from the left ventricle. This is called as the arch of aorta, because the aorta, just when it just leaves to the ventricle, it form a arch. So it ascend. So this portion is called as the ascending aorta, because there is ascending, then there is formation of arch, then it descends in the downward direction and goes down and forms or gives number of branchings, that is the renal artery, the artery which supplies blood to the kidney. So different types of the arteries then arises from that descending aorta to our gonads, to our legs, to our abdominal organs. So different types of the arteries are arising from that descending aorta. So from the left ventricle arises the aorta, and aorta is the largest artery in our body. So this arch of aorta again gives us some branches, that is the main important, that is left common carotid artery. This is the left, because on the left side, this is the left side, this is the right side. So left common carotid artery, and this one is the right common carotid artery. These both artery, that is carotid arteries, supplies blood to the organs which are present above the neck, that is head, neck and brain. So this carotid artery actually supplies blood to the brain. Then there is another two branches, that is the left subclavian artery and the right subclavian artery. This is the right subclavian artery and this is the left subclavian artery. These arteries, why this is called as subclavian? Because this artery runs below the clavicle. There is a clavicle bone, horizontal bone. So these arteries runs below the clavicle and then give the branches to the upper arm on the right side and on the left side. So it will forms the brachial radial arteries. Okay. So in the arm, that artery, subclavian artery, is called as the brachial artery. So from these it runs into the arm, then forearm, and here you can call it as radial artery, and we used the radial artery to check the pulse of the patients. So this left subclavian artery means which runs in the left forearm, and right means which runs into the right forearm. So these are the main branches. Then this aorta descend down and then give the number of branches to the different organ. So that is the blood vessel aorta which is arises from the left ventricle. So aorta carries the oxygenated blood, that's why I am representing it into the red color. Next blood vessel is the pulmonary trunk, and that pulmonary trunk arises from the right ventricle. So this blue one is the pulmonary trunk. So this region is called as the pulmonary trunk. This pulmonary trunk then divides into the left pulmonary artery and right pulmonary artery. These arteries carries the deoxygenated blood because it carries blood away from the heart, but these both left pulmonary artery and right pulmonary artery. Why there is two? Because the lungs are two. So left pulmonary artery enters into the left lungs and right pulmonary artery enters into the right lung. From this left and right pulmonary artery, blood reaches into the lungs for the oxygenation process, because this blood is the deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle. So these are the two major blood vessels. Then now we will see the two veins, two major veins in our body. That is the superior vena cava, and second one is the inferior vena cava. These are the veins. Veins carries blood towards the heart, that is why these are the veins. So the superior vena cava receives the blood into the right atrium, from the portion above the heart, from the body parts which are present above the heart, that is neck, then head, brain, all the organs which are present above the heart. The blood, that is venous blood, deoxygenated blood, it means that the body parts uses the oxygen and releases the carbon dioxide, and that we have to release outside the body. So that's why that deoxygenated blood from the above body parts are carried commonly into the superior vena cava, and then the superior vena cava opens into the right atrium, because the atrium is the receiving chamber, and right atrium, you know that it receives the deoxygenated blood. Now there is another large vein which carries blood, that is deoxygenated blood, that is why I am representing it into the blue color. So it receives the blood from all the lower body parts below the heart, that is from the abdomen, your lower legs, and all the body parts of the lower side below the heart, and that blood commonly pours into the inferior vena cava, and then this inferior vena cava again opens into the right atrium. It does not open into the ventricle, it opens into the right atrium. So these are the two veins, that is superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Superior means which is present on the upper side, that is why superior. Inferior means which is present on the lower side, that is why the inferior vena cavas. So these are the two vessels. So we have studied the two chambers, upper, lower, four chamber, upper two and two lower, then the two vessels which are arising from the heart, then the two receiving veins, that is the inferior and superior vena cava. Now when blood reaches into the lungs perform the oxygenation, and that oxygenated blood again reaches into the heart with the help of the pulmonary veins. So there are total 4 pulmonary veins, 2 from the right lungs and 2 from the left lungs, which commonly opens into the left atrium. So here I am showing only 2. So these are the left pulmonary veins, again 2 right pulmonary veins from the right lung which opens into the left atrium, because the left atrium receives the oxygenated blood. So there are total 4 openings of the pulmonary veins into the left atrium. 2 left pulmonary veins and 2 right pulmonary veins opens into the left atrium, which receives the oxygenated blood, and then this oxygenated blood then pumps into the left ventricle contracts, pumps that oxygenated blood with the help of this aorta. It reaches to the different body parts, upper body part, head, neck, brain, then lower body parts, that is your extremities, upper arms, lower arms, abdomen, different organ, kidney, stomach, intestines, liver, then gallbladder, then your urinary system, then reproductive system. Each and every body part receives the blood, oxygenated blood with the help of this aorta. Then the blood, again deoxygenated blood from the body parts is taken, received by the veins. By these veins from the lower side commonly opens into the inferior vena cava. That inferior vena cava pumps pour that blood into the right atrium, and superior vena cava from the upper body part pours blood into the right atrium. So this is the body parts of the heart, structure of the heart. Now the last topic, that is the coronary arteries. Because the heart itself is an organ, so it requires the oxygenated blood. The cells of the heart also requires, the cardiac muscles requires the oxygenated blood for the pumping. So there is a continuous contraction and relaxation of the heart is performing. So there is the blood supply to the heart, which is called as the coronary arteries. The blood vessel of the heart is called as the coronary arteries. So there are two coronary arteries, that is the right coronary artery. So from the aorta arises the right coronary artery. In this right coronary artery supplies blood to the right atrium and to the portion of the right ventricle, and it gives the small branches. Then on the left side there is a left coronary artery, which is same originated from the systemic aorta. So from the systemic aorta blood enters into these arteries and it supplies blood to the left atrium and to the left ventricles. It is present in the interventricular sulcus. So that is why I am representing it in the interventricular sulcus. Then this is present, the right coronary artery descends into the atrioventricular sulcus. This is the atrioventricular sulcus which separates the atrium and the ventricle. So it runs through the atrioventricular sulcus and then downward direction towards the right side of the heart. So there are blood supply to the heart, that is right coronary artery and left coronary artery, and the used blood, that is deoxygenated blood, is poured into these vena cava, okay, with the help of the coronary sinus, which is called as the coronary sinus. That coronary sinus opens into this vena cava, and that is blood again poured into the right atrium. Then right atrium contracts, pumps that blood into the right ventricle. Right ventricle contracts, and from this right ventricle the blood reaches into the pulmonary trunk, and from pulmonary trunk it reaches into the lungs. Then lungs, there is oxygenation. Again that oxygenated blood carried by these left pulmonary veins and right pulmonary veins into the left atrium. Left atrium pumps the blood into the left ventricle. Then left ventricle contracts and pump that oxygenated blood into the aorta, and then from aorta to the different body parts. So that is the double circulation, and this is the structure of the heart, students. So today we completed the two topics, that is types of circulation, single circulation, double circulation, what is the mechanism of these both types of the circulation, and then the structure of the heart, that is chambers, then septums, then the blood vessels which are arising from the heart. In the next lecture we will study this about the heart, that is the wall of the heart, and then the walls of the heart. Thank you.